Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of my Let's Play of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. This is a game based off the pen and paper RPG that was published by White Wolf Game Studios in 1995, and was a big part of my late teens, early adulthood, and occasionally still today. So let's go ahead and jump right into the world of darkness and see if I'm able to come out the other side in one piece. The world of darkness is a place where immortal monsters pull the strings of humanity. Violence and despair are common here. The world is bleak, but escape is an ever-present commodity, perhaps too present. New game starts with creating a new character. Would I like to answer a series of questions about the type of vampire I'd like to play? Or go directly to the character sheet and set your character's clan, attributes, and abilities yourself? You know, for the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and give a brief rundown of all the clans, and you'll be able to read them on your screen. And I'll give you a basic rundown from what I remember from the tabletop about them. So let's go directly to the character sheets. Alright, now here are the 7 clans of the Camarilla. The Camarilla are a group of vampires, 7 clans that have gathered together to rule from the shadows without humans noticing. They follow the Masquerade, which basically means that back in the Dark Ages, vampires ruled over humans without fear. They showed their powers openly, they fed openly. They didn't care what humans thought until the Inquisition happened. When the Inquisition happened, vampires realized that humans banding together in large groups was very bad for their existence. So a group formed the Camarilla and follow a thing known as the Masquerade, which is, we can rule humans, just only from the shadows. And here are the 7 clans. The first one is the Brujah. Now, the Brujah are the passionate idealists and rebels. They are the ones who always fight for a cause. One of their weaknesses, however, is they're so attuned to their passions, it's easier for them to lose their tempers and go into frenzy. And what frenzy means is, when they lose control, they attack regardless of its friend or foe. They lose all semblance of differentiating friend from foe and just go on a tear. And which could be potential masquerade breaking. Then you have the Gangrel. The Gangrels are the vampires that are most in tune with the beast inside, you know, that inner monster. Now, they're the most nature kind of based. They're animals. That's pretty much what they are. Their weakness in this game is they are very similar to Brujah. They can get mad, but not nearly as mad as Brujah can in regards to frenzy. In the tabletop, what their weakness was is whenever they did go into frenzy, they'd gain an animal feature. Like they would gain cat's eyes or shark teeth or something that would make them more inhuman looking and be a potential masquerade breach. Next up is a lot of people's favorite clan. These are the Malkavians. These vampires are extremely insightful, but they pay for it by being completely out of their heads. You know, they just listen to whatever the voices in their head tell them, and sometimes that can lead to great insight, and sometimes that can lead them out to the sunlight in the middle of the day. You know, it's very hit or miss with them, and it's never boring, regardless of what direction that they go. Alright. Next up, the Nosferatu. And their weakness should be very apparent because they have faces that only mothers could love. They are masters of shadows and hiding because they've had to due to their weakness of looking outwardly monstrous at all times. So there's the female and the male counterpart there. Next up, the Toreador. Now the Toreador are the vampires who are the closest to mortals, and by what I mean by that is they associate with mortals more. They are the artists, and they live for their art. Whatever particular medium of art that they are for, that's what they excel at. That's what they try and push. They're patrons and posers and artists. And in the tabletop, what their weakness was, if they saw anything in their particular medium of art or anything that they personally perceived as beautiful, it would entrance them. Like Ka in the Jungle Book, using his hypnotizing hypnotizing glaze hypnotizing glare on Mowgli. It's very similar to that, which could put them in really, really bad positions, depending on when that would happen. So there is the male and female equivalent there. What you see is what you get. I dislike Toreador a lot. Next up are the Tremere. Now, the Tremere were a cabal of human sorcerers that actually found a way to make themselves vampires. They are the most mistrusted because they actually destroyed a vampire clan in order to become immortal themselves. That vampire clan was called the Salubri, and they wiped them nearly completely off the map in order to basically ascend to their own clan. Now, they're extremely distrusted and not very well liked, but they counter that by having an extremely potent discipline being a vampiric power, known as thaumaturgy, which is blood magic. Now, their weaknesses in this game is they can raise no physical attribute above 4 points. In the tabletop, if you drank from a vampire's blood 3 times, you became enthralled to them. You basically an unnatural kind of love, and it got stronger with every drink until you got to that third. All Tremere started 1 step blood bounded to the clan elders, so they had great power, but they were already 1 step to becoming a mindless slave to the vampires who ruled the clan. So there's the female and the male. And then the Ventru, and that pose right there says everything you need to know about the Ventru. They're the aristocrats, they're the leaders, the bankers, the upper crust of vampiric society. Now, there's the male and the female here. Now, their weakness is, in this game, is the regal bloodline can gain no nourishment from lowborn and thin-blooded. So if they feed on prostitutes and the homeless and things of that nature, they vomit. They get no sustenance from the blood. In the tabletop, what it was is if at character creation, you had to choose a particular type of blood, whether that was a blood type or blood from a particular profession or, just any kind of particular vintage. That was the only blood that they could drink from and get any nourishment. So it was a really significant weakness. Heavy's the head that wears the crown. So for the purposes of this Let's Play, I think I'm going to go with Tremere because I really dig Tremere. I dig what they can do. And, I just kind of want to tap into roots. I loved playing Tremere when I played VTM. I think they're probably my favorite out of the 7 Camarilla clans, followed very closely behind by Malkavian. So let's give him a proper name. Let's go ahead and call him Montross, which was a name of one of my characters from the tabletop. Alright, so unfortunately we can't change their look or anything. Those models are pretty much what you get. So here's the character sheet. This is a slimmed down version of the basic VTM tabletop character sheet. You have your attributes, which are kind of your permanent, and these are kind of self-explanatory. Your strength, your dex, your stamina, your charisma, your manipulation, your appearance, your perception, intelligence, and wits. And the abilities play off the attributes. So if I was going to shoot a gun at someone, I'd actually have to use my dexterity, which is my speed and agility, and my firearms skill. So you'd use those in tandem, okay? VTM, the tabletop, used D10 dice, 10-sided die, and each dot you had on your character sheet was how many dice you would roll when you wanted to do something, and it was normally a difficulty of 6. So every dice that had 6 or higher counted as a success, and if you got as many successes as the storyteller wanted, you would succeed in that task. So let's go ahead. I know he's not particularly going to be physically imposing, but I do want him to be able to take somewhat of a beating. So I'm going to pump up his stamina. Social, he gets nothing in social. Tremere don't really care about human trappings. And mental, I think I'm going to give him some intelligence and some perception. Now, in terms of abilities, talents, I want him to be able to dodge. You're not really good as a sorcerer if you take, a vampire claw to your face, right? And subterfuge, because vampires lie. Skills, firearm, melee, security, or stealth. I think I'll go with stealth. And with knowledges, Investigation. We'll go scholarship. And I don't think he'd be that much of a hacker, but he would be able to negotiate, so let's go with finance. Now, disciplines. Disciplines are the vampiric powers. Those are the abilities that each clan has that is very unique to each one. The Tremere have aspects, which is you enhance your senses and can sense auras and things of that nature, basically like the sixth sense. Dominate, which is the power of the vampiric mind over, any other type of mind. And then thaumaturgy, which is the blood magic. That is very unique to the Tremere. Right now, let's see, we can add a point of wits with the first dot. We already have the first dot automatically, so apparently this will just increase our dice pools when it comes to that. Dominate, brain wipe, trance, suicide, wow. And thaumaturgy, we have blood strike. A projectile will strike your victim. If you remain still and the victim lives, the blood shot will return with stolen blood for your victim. Blood purge. Enemies near your character will become violently ill, vomiting blood. Alright, let's go over here. Let's get some all Legacy of Kain on this. Alright. Looks like a pretty good starting character, guys, so we'll go ahead and get this going. The Embrace is the act of transforming a mortal into a vampire. Alright, looks like we have some kinky stuff going.
I want to show you something.
Oh, I really hope it wasn't a penis. Okay. Looks like some time has passed. Horse condoms. Oh, man. Alright, morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello. Alright, that must be my sire, and what? Whoa! That was a good throw!
Good evening.
Oh,
My fellow My apologies
staking
for
doesn't
disrupting
kill
any
vampires in
business
this
or
world.
interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our
I don't
existence,
think my sire embraced without permission.
As
Or
prince,
with permission.
I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests.
And these are all the kindred in
However,
the city.
the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all.
Yeah.
They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child.
This is not good.
It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death.
By Snoo Snoo.
Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all.
This is a very varied city
Let
of
tonight's
kindred.
proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me.
That is a Ventru if I've ever seen one.
Let the penalty commence.
I just want... What clan is he? Oh, man.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten
Oh,
progeny.
wow, they blade die in
Without a
this.
sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that
This is bullshit!
Oh, that's a brouhaha. I'll bet money on it. Looks like things are getting tense.
if Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live.
Ooh,
They shall be
that'd be a
instructed
short
in the
game
ways of our
otherwise.
kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Alright, looks like I dodged a bullet. My sire's dead, but I was spared pretty much from the big sword through the neck.
Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive.
Uh-huh.
When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society.
These guys got some swagger,
Understand
and
my
not good swagger either.
Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There, you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio.
Okay, I'm in
He will
California.
provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
Now, California poses some interesting storylines because there are a lot of vampiric groups operating in California and warring against each other. You have the Camarilla, you have the Sabbat, which are basically the bad guys, bad guys being a relative term, and anarchs who don't really care about the wars or anything like that, who just kind of want to do their own thing. Alright, so we use the mouse to look around, standard movement keys, and we use Z to toggle between first and third person views. Okay, let's go to third person here. Alright. Looks like a lovely purple night in the city.
What a scene, man. Ooh-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that?
Man, he sounds familiar.
It's probably a lot for you to take in, so why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say?
Okay, well, who the hell are you?
I'm Jack. What's important is I'm
Jack.
offering help. You make it back.
Oh, there was a character in VTM called Smilin' Jack. He was a Bruja, and he looked a lot like him. I wonder if he's the same character. Okay, well, let me ask what happened in there.
Don't worry, kiddo. You'll adjust. I'd love to explain it all, but time's a wasted. You want some help or what?
Alright, well, we'll go ahead and get some help here. We need all the help we can get.
All right.
Alright.
Step out back here.
I like it where I am. At least I'm out of the theater.
Christ, it's stuffy in there, huh? This is much better. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least. You know, could save your hide. You look wobbly. You even had a drink yet?
No, I have not had a drink yet.
Oh, man, we're popping a cherry here. Oh, you're gonna love this.
All right.
Check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne, blood, your new fucking heroin, kid.
Sorry,
Get ready,
kids.
though, 'cause, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time.
Okay, what do I do?
Well, down around the corner there, I saw this human. Poor SOB can't find his car.
That laugh struck me funny.
All right. You go down there, casual like. You creep up on him, then bare those little fangs and feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so natural you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
Alright. I want to become a vampire then.
Forget that comic book crap, kid. It don't work that way.
But I really
Now
like
go
that
for it.
comic book crap.
Be sure, though, and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain them dry, okay? It might be hard to resist,
Okay.
but don't kill them.
Okay. This is your blood pool, so it's that one on the right. Blood is the fuel for your vampiric powers or disciplines. When your blood pool is low, you need to refill it. Alright, in the tabletop, all humans had 10 blood points, and you could take about 3 from them without hurting them. I wonder how much you can take in this game. Okay, press F to feed, and make sure that other people don't see you. Okay, so they have a blood bar. So, alright. Excuse me, sir? Need to make a withdrawal. Okay. Let's see how much. I guess I'll tempt fate here. Okay. See? Oh wow, he's still up. Awesome. Okay, so you can almost drain them dry.
Yeah.
I'm filled up, Jack.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feeling that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
Okay. Great. When do I get my cape and do I get to pick the color? I'm not going to be that guy. I'll go for the other option.
Alright now, you got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass, feeling better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All kindred, that's our word for vampire.
Our word.
All kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on the food chain.
Okay, like what?
Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right...
A brand new car!
That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality's not a bad thing.
I guess I'll take immortality over a brand new car.
Fringe benefits for joining the club.
Okay.
Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, it's worthless. A cross? Pfft, shove it right up their ass. A steak? Only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you.
Yeah.
Running water? That's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally.
I think you're
Now,
lying to me,
shotgun
Jack.
blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire? That's
Okay.
real trouble. Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
Alright, guys, it looks like this is going to be a sparkle-free experience. We're in good shape.
Okay, now. The fuck is this? You get inside here and head upstairs. Meet up with Dick.
Alright, guys, looks like stuff's going down. And I'll see you all in the next episode. If you liked the video, hit the like button below, and we'll see you next time.